Hey everyone, Scott here with kind of a bonus video, little off the normal topics. We're going to look at some of the books of my 20s just because there's some cool book covers and it's a little bit fun to look back on that time of my life, even though it was kind of challenging at times and I was moody and all existential and yeah, like a lot of 20 somethings. For those of you who aren't into this kind of thing or want to see anything about philosophy or other religions, you may wish to skip this video. I won't be mad. I promise we'll get back to the Bible and the prayer books and other good things in the next video. But on top here we have Existentialism from Dostoevsky to Sartre, and I am mangling his name. I just never could learn to say it right. I really enjoyed this book. I just read some parts of it as I was kind of getting a feel for existentialism and who some of the big names were. We see Dostoevsky, we see Kierkegaard, who was a Christian. Really, I wish I was a little more up for reading him. I have a lot of respect for him, but I find him a little challenging to read. Nietzsche, big name, of course, and Heidegger and Sartre and Camus, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here I found helpful. I enjoyed Notes from Underground by, that's a good one, kind of dark. Anyways, The True Believer by Eric Hoffer. I don't really remember this that well. I kind of remember it, but it claims to be the highly provocative, best-selling analysis of the fanatic, the man compelled to join a cause, any cause, in a penetrating study of mass movements, from early Christianity to modern nationalism and communism. What I do remember about this is it was pretty lucid, easy to read. Eric Hoffer was not an academic, he was an amateur. It's a very thin book, very short. I don't know. That's, like I say, some of these I have not read in a very, very long time. The cover art is really eye-catching. So is this one. Those colors are really great. No Exit and Three Other Plays by Sartre. I love The Brick Wall. If you are familiar with the phrase "hell is other people," this is where it's from. I really enjoyed this. I'd love to read that again someday. It's a very fascinating look at interpersonal relations and how we kind of get on each other's nerves. A couple books from Alan Watts. Alan Watts is well known for bringing Eastern religions, Buddhism, that kind of thing, to the Western world. Some would have different views on how well he did that or how well he portrayed those Eastern religions and beliefs to the Western world, but he's a fascinating person. He's fascinating to listen to. He would talk to on Christianity, on Jesus and the Bible, certainly not at all concerned about orthodoxy. Interesting to listen to, but has very unique views, some very, I would say, wrong views. But I did enjoy reading his stuff when I was younger. I used to have more of his books. I've only kept a couple. This is Cloud Hidden, Whereabouts Unknown, a mountain journal. I seem to remember enjoying this. He wrote on a variety of topics in here. That looks very peaceful, beautiful place to be. And I also have, a lot of these you'll see are vintage, they're old. I bought a lot of these at thrift stores. This is before I really did a lot of like eBay and Amazon, that kind of thing. The Joyous Cosmology, Adventures in the Chemistry of Consciousness. So this is a book he wrote on his experience with LSD and other mind-altering substances. We have a foreword by Timothy Leary, which tells you something about what this is like. Another great vintage cover. Nietzsche, the portable Nietzsche. There's the iconic mustache. This is another by Walter Kaufmann. The only one I really ever read much of, but I didn't finish, was Thus Spoke Zarathustra. And the thing I'll say for Nietzsche, is very interesting read. I'm not sure I understood a whole lot. I'm honestly, a lot of the stuff I'm not sure I understood more in about that much maybe, but he's fun to read. A lot of philosophy can be a bit dry or maybe boring. Nietzsche is kind of fun to read, kind of interesting, very different. The Leopard, I am not even going to try to say his name. I read this because it's an existential novel, and I think I caught Daria reading it, watching an episode of Daria. So between those two things, I decided I needed to read it. It's not very happy. And yeah, that's, again, a lot of these, I don't remember a whole lot. It was a strange time in my life. Nausea by Sartre. This one I remember a bit better. I really liked this, actually. It's also a very unhappy book, but I enjoyed it. I would like to read this one again. And I used to have a lot more different books and things I picked up in that time of my life, but these are the ones that I've mattered enough to me that they still are sitting on the shelf. I'll end with a couple larger format books. This is the Tao Te Ching. There's different ways of pronouncing that, but I've had this for a lot of years. This particular translation, I believe, has since been updated, and I've read some people do not like the update, but this is a particular translation. This is the I'd say the primary religious text of Taoism, or philosophical text. I don't claim to be an expert in any Eastern religion or philosophy, but it's a pretty book. The Tao Te Ching is interesting. I know there's somebody who has a podcast on as a Christian reading the Tao Te Ching, which is interesting. I don't have time to follow it, but it's such a nice edition of it. I've held on to it, although it's been many, many years since I have last read it. Oh, and then there's other things, but the last thing I'll share is this. I picked this up at some point in my 20s, Christianity for Dummies, and this book really helped me to get back in touch with the Christian faith, to find my way back to God. I learned about C.S. Lewis from this book. I did not know about Lewis growing up. I didn't read any of his books. But yeah, this really helped to get me educated and get me interested in the Christian faith again, and got me back to, this was sold at Ollie's at some point. I might have bought it at Ollie's. I don't know. I used to go there more. But yeah, this led me back to Christ, back to reading Christian books and reading the Bible, and I have held on to it just because of how important it is to me, along with various people in my life who helped bring me back. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed seeing all these things. If you found any of this interesting, or if you had that kind of moody period in your 20s, tell me about it in the comments. If you found it entertaining, give me a like, and if you'd like to see more of my videos, I invite you to subscribe. As always, thank you for watching. God bless, and we'll see you for the next one.